Hey, aloha, everybody. And I just got a notification letting me know that I want to turn my notifications off. So bear with me for 1 second. Welcome. I see one person is on already. And that a lot of times when I first come on, I'll see the first or second person. And there we go. Starting to climb. As you're joining, Ryan, looks like Leslie, Erica might be on already. Scott has shared this. And what I want to do is I want to invite you as you join. Oh, look at that. We're up to 8 already. So yeah, people were waiting. 10. Numbers are climbing. As you join, if you'll say hello, howdy, aloha, hola, whatever works for you, and let me know where you're joining from, and I will say howdy back to you. I'm just going to turn these notifications off. And actually, I got a message from my daughter, so I'm going to give her a hug real quick, and then I will focus on this. How's that for professionalism on Facebook Live? Man, I'll tell you what. I've been living on Facebook Live, so I just have to do my normal living. Like if I take a pee in the middle of the show, don't hold it against me. All right. So, how y'all doing out there? We got Peta, aloha. See on YouTube, look at that. We got Tara Shea, aloha from the playground. Oregon, I'm guessing. There's Ryan in Vegas. I did not know you were in Vegas, dude, or I forgot. Denise in Australia. S. Ooh, the secret S in Toronto on YouTube. And there's Christy over in Alabama. See how I say that? You'd think I'd been there before. So this is the first time I'm doing something for the first time today. I am a multi-stream virgin no more. I am actually going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So bam, yow. And this groovy system that I'm using is actually letting me get notifications from Facebook and YouTube at the same time. How cool is that? So I get to party with way more people and have an even more awesome time together. So I'm excited about that. So, yep, you're welcome. Gets ready. I know what's up with that. Oh, Sevda. And I've always wondered if I'm pronouncing that right. It would be great if I was. Denise from New York. New York City. Esther still in Florida. Hey, Ontario. Rosemary, aloha. Just New York City. Okay, Denise. So, wow, the numbers are climbing. We got almost 25 people on, and I'm going to get into our topic here. Hey, Kate in Ireland, aloha. Next time I'm over there, we'll have a hug in Ireland. I haven't done that yet. So I have had a busy day, and I've got a busy afternoon, a busy evening, and this Facebook Live is super important. And I'm going to tell you, if you've been on my last several Facebook Lives or any of my last several Facebook Lives, each one has been more awesome and more awesome with more and more people every time. Hey, Wayne, how you doing, dude? And I keep pulling topics up that people are asking me. Thank you, Sevda. Hey, Matt, things that people are asking me about, the biggest topics, the biggest questions, and the biggest areas of pain that people are experiencing as people stumble onto me or somebody shares my work with someone and they find me and they say, this guy might not be full of shit. I mean, he needs a haircut or a brush. Hey, Carl, aloha. He needs a haircut or a brush or a stylist or something. And God, he talks a lot, but he doesn't seem to be full of shit. Like this guy's stuff actually works. I wonder what he would say about this topic. Hey, Natalie, aloha. And so I have more and more people like joining my groups and my programs and following me on Facebook literally every single day. Now that I'm active on YouTube again, that is going to be exploding because last time I was on YouTube just a couple years ago, my audience was exploding. And then I couldn't keep up with both and have a life. So same here, Carl. Good to see you, man. So This topic today is one that literally absolutely everyone on this planet would benefit from hearing the truth with a capital T, learning to understand the secrets of and undoing the errors and the complication that is so rampant. Okay. And because of that, every time I do a Facebook Live, here's the bottom line. I'm going to give you as much awesomeness as I can possibly give. Now, I talk about this a lot, but I don't always give the numbers. And this time I'm just going to risk letting some people get shocked or offended or whatever you want to do. Okay. My top tier clients, the people that want to literally go all the way into freedom as an infinite, unlimited being with no limits. Those people pay $24,000 to sit with me for 4 days. They have my undivided attention for 4 days and 4 evenings. And we literally transform their life beyond their wildest dreams. The huge majority of people who come to me at that level, they've spent decades working on themselves. They have tried everything. I got a hair just tickling me there. They've tried everything. They've spent decades working on themselves, and many of them have spent 5 or 6 figures on their self-help journey, and they're still stuck in the areas that hurt the most. And I mean, these people have worked with Tony Robbins and Deepak Chopra, and some of them have not just gone to their programs, but they've actually worked one-on-one with these people. Now, why am I telling you this story? Hey, Hillary, aloha. Why am I telling you that story? Am I like bragging or trying to? No. I'm just telling you so that you can feel, because I'm going to make a request that will help you and me and a bunch of more people. The people that come to me and spend that kind of money and get transformations beyond their wildest dreams and leave the testimonials that are all over the internet for you to see and just go, my God, is that even possible? Because I've been working on myself for decades and I just get more and more fucking confused and frustrated and pissed off. Okay. I'm more of a positive thinker, but everything sucks. On these lives, I'm coming on free, no charge. Like there's no, you don't even have to stay on. Like if you don't like the way I say the F word, if you don't like my hair, or if you find me boring, you just click the little thing and be back on Facebook or go somewhere else and dance and have fun, watch your favorite TV show or go fishing or masturbate, whatever makes you happy. There's no obligation here. And I'm doing these lives totally free. I am making no sales pitches or anything like that. Occasionally I might say, like yesterday, I mentioned a program that I'm doing, and if someone wants to join it, they're welcome to, but I'm doing this totally free as a gift from my heart, bringing my time to this and literally helping you. If you receive it, if you want it, if you don't, that's fine. I love you. It's great. For those who want it, I'm literally giving and sharing and helping exactly the way I would with someone who was sitting right here where I sit and work with people at my magical place here in Hawaii. Imagine that you're sitting right there in the pyramid and it's just you and me, and you just invested significant money with me. That is exactly how I'm working with you on these Facebook Lives. I'm not holding anything back. I'm not like, well, if I give them part of it, then they'll hire me for the good shit. No. I'm coming at you with everything I got. And because of that, here's my request to the 48 people that are on live with me right now. If you would share right now, share this video and say, this guy is not full of shit, and he's about to teach on self-love in the most profound way. You want to be on this. Okay. You can share it in Messenger with somebody. You can go into a group and just say, oh my God, this guy's on live right now. Holy crap. This is amazing. Or you can tag someone in the comments. Hey, come be on this thing right now. And whether they join us live or whether they join us on the replay, they're going to get the same awesomeness. The only thing is, if they're on live with us, they can ask their questions. Okay. Questions. That's French. All right. So check it out. Samantha, first comment that I feel like sharing. And I'm going to say this transparently. She's being transparent. Samantha has been a friend and client now for, I'm friends with every one of my clients. We're all family. And Samantha's been with me for a couple of years now. And I've watched this woman go and still doing it. And look at this. She's in my paid programs and working with me. And she's here on this live too. So there's something that ought to tell those of you that might be brand new to my weird stuff. Thank you, Kate. And I appreciate you. And I'm really grateful that you're on. Aloha, Piera. Yep. Oh my God. And Samantha was out here a couple years ago. It kind of started with that 2.5 years ago. You sat right there, actually. Hey, Erica. Okay. So now let's get on to it. We got 50 people on, and I'm trusting that every time I say anything that is beneficial or helpful to you, that you are going to hit the thumbs or the hearts and shower this so Facebook goes, oh my God, people are digging this. And then if I say something that you consider, I know someone that this would help, share. And that way I won't stop every 3 minutes and remind you guys to share. Okay. So let's go straight into the message right now. And we're 11 minutes in. I don't take back a single word I just said. I wasn't aiming to waste your time. I'm aiming to get as many people who are hurting onto this live so that I can bring the highest, greatest possible benefit to the greatest number of people. All right. So aloha and welcome. If you have ever been told, thank you, Piera. If you have ever been told, oh, by the way, this is how you do it. You see what she just did? Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Look how hard that was. All right. Thank you, Piera. So, oops. No hearts on YouTube. That's true. How is YouTube is so heartless. But everybody on Facebook, you guys can. And on YouTube, the more comments, questions that you ask, the more it'll just show engagement, and the platforms will recognize, oh, people are actually digging this. Let's put it in front of more people. So thank you for that very much. Okay. Now, here we go. If you have ever heard the phrase, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else truly, or if you've ever heard, no one can love you more than you love yourself. You got it? If you've ever heard the phrase, you got to love yourself before you can truly love anyone else. And if you've ever heard, alternately, if you've ever, what? Gets Ready said there's hearts under symbols. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Thank you for that. Oh, my God. Something new. Hey, Andrea. Aloha. The other statement you might have heard is, no one can love you more than you love yourself. If you've ever heard either of those statements, or if you believe they're true, if you would just say, love yourself first, type in love yourself first, or type in LYS, either one of those. Now, what I'm doing is I want to see 54 people on right this minute. I want to see, number one, what percentage is actually fully 100% interacting with me. Number two, I want to find out how prevalent this is. And I invite everybody to interact. I invite everybody, encourage you to interact and get more out of this. And everybody else, I want you to watch. If this concept is weird to you, watch how many people. So there's 1, 2, 3. They're just starting to come in. If you've ever heard that you got to love yourself first before anyone else can love you, or if you've ever heard no one else can love you more than you love yourself, if you'll just type that in, love yourself first, LYF. I saw that question, Kelly, and right now, but just because I'm focused on this, I'm going to encourage you to ask me that in just a little bit. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. Look at the number. Peter V, aloha. Kate, Hillary, Denise, Ibrahim, it looks like. Esther. Okay, so please, everybody, notice this. Tammy, you're awesome too. Thank you. I love you. You're awesome. We're awesome. We are all one. Carl, Sandra, look at this. Now that's, man, we got to be like 80% of the people who could find the button just said they can relate. Okay, now, if you've ever heard anyone teach how to love yourself so completely, clearly, comprehensively, down to the letter, to where you completely understood it and you could completely apply it and just radically change your life. No, let me do this. If you have not heard anyone Everybody who just said, I've heard it. Have you ever had any of those people show you and model for you exactly to the letter how to do it in the way that would change your life? Yes or no? And if you would type it in, I will be immensely grateful. I'm telling you, that's like 80 or 90%. Virtually everybody on here literally just typed in love yourself first. We've all heard it. So that lets you know how relevant this topic is. All of us who have heard love yourself first, has anyone ever had those people who told you that show you, teach you, model for you to the absolute nth degree exactly how to do it so that you felt totally confident and totally free and able to actually do it in a way that would always work and transform your life to the highest possible level? No, nope, absolutely not. Nope, Samantha said just you, but Samantha's been with me and we've talked about this. Rosemary said, look at this. Now, this might help somebody, okay? This is not self-aggrandizing for me. This is so that you know, especially if you're new to my stuff, you'll know whether you want to actually listen or not. Now, that's 3 in a row, okay? And there's a hell no. We got our first hell no. And then we got a triple nope, okay? All right, so look at this. Now, wait, everybody. You can keep typing, but we got 60 people on here right now, not counting the ones that I can't see. Phil said, I assumed it to be intuitive. So before I go any further, let me ask Phil a question. I assumed it to be intuitive. Now, based on some of the previous comments that you've made elsewhere, Phil, do you find yourself always 24/7, effortlessly, magically, intuitively, completely, perfectly loving yourself to the nth degree? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer. And I'm not fucking with you at all. I'm asking sincerely because I got no. And then I got a no. I assumed it to be intuitive. So in other words, we're supposed to just figure it out, right? Oh, we're about to go deep. Now I'm waiting for Phil's response and we're about to go deep, y'all. Steven, I love you too. Always appreciate you showing up, man. And I do see that there's some people who are definitely preferring YouTube here. Okay, so check it out. No, there's the answer. No, I assumed it to be intuitive. So I'm going to make a wild guess. I'm going to go out on a limb, Phil. And my perception of you, Phil, we've never met. We've never talked. I've just seen a few comments. We're new friends on Facebook. I get the sense that you are a fairly balanced person who has been leaning towards spirituality for more than a week or a month. Like this is something you've been focused on. And I also get the sense that you're a pretty bright person. You might be a blinding genius. I don't know. But here's the thing. When you heard about self-love, you did what so many of us do. You said, shouldn't we just know? I mean, shouldn't this be intuitive? All right, so now I'm going to go into a bit of story here, not traditional, normal story, but a little bit of story here. And I invite you to listen and hear. If this topic isn't interesting, please go away. For God's sake, don't bore yourself with listening to my endless rantings. I'm very passionate about this topic. But for those of you that this topic is near to your heart, that it's something that's important, well, you know what? Let me ask one more question. Those of you who have heard, you got to love yourself first before anyone can love you. And those of you that have heard, no one can love you more than you love yourself, and you've never been taught and trained exactly, all these people telling it, you got to do it, but none of us have been taught to the infinite letter exactly how to do it. Let me ask you one more question before I go further. Do you have a sense that this topic of self-love might be really, really, really important? If so, type in a yes or no, or you could even say really, 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 really important. Whatever works for you. But I'm going to get, now man, the interaction here, I'm telling you, I think we got 95%. Like you guys and gals and peoples are commenting Like, this interaction is awesome. And the people that interact like this, who really get in there and answer, sometimes answering out loud can make a big difference. All the cells in your body hear it. Okay. So those of you who say you've heard it, you ain't been taught. Oh, I got a wee, a wee. There's our first French flowing back. Really, really important. Yes, 111. Yes, really important. Yes, 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 with three, count them, 3 exclamation marks. Oui. Yes, yes. Hell yes, yes, yes. With dancing, smiling, golden rings, naked feet, and some kind of sexual gesture. Really, 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 really important. Absolutely. Yes. Hey, Julio. Aloha, brother. Yes. Really, 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 and really important. He added a really. Yes. Thanks to your input. All right. Yay. Me and Phil high-fiving already. Schmack. And essential, says Samantha. Okay. Now more comments are going to come in. Why did I just go through all that? Even Peter says, really, Trally. I'm totally with you on that. Hey, Donna. And Sandra says, absolutely. So if this is a topic that almost every spiritual teacher says you got to do, and all of our spiritual friends love to announce that statement, well, you've got to love yourself before anyone else can love you. Giving this advice. But nobody out there is teaching, lots of people teaching about it, but nobody's teaching it to the nth degree. Comprehensive, clear, systematized, with actions you can take instantaneously, simple, easy to comprehend, and how to love yourself and step literally into the miraculous life that's available. You got to ask a question. And the question I have is, what the fuck? What the fuck? How can that be one of the most important things out there? Everybody's preaching it, but we're just supposed to intuitively know how to just do it. So we all end up feeling like a bunch of losers, and unconsciously, unknowingly. Now listen, this is where this question, before I dive into showing you how to do this, I'm going to ask a question that might not be as fun to answer completely honestly. And I'm going to say that the vast majority of people, you weren't aware of this until I asked the question, and you might not like the answer that you get. Hey, Karen, aloha, honey. Here's my question. If you said yes, I've heard you got to love yourself first before anyone can else love you. And no one can love you more than, if I've heard that, and I understood that this is actually super important. This is like, I believe there's truth in that, and I believe it's super, 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 super important. Well, that's part of what I'm talking about, Ryan. I'll be with you on that in a minute. He just said, or doing self-destructive things in the guise of self-love. Abso-fucking-lutely, okay? How could you teach to love is just like teaching walking. It is and it isn't, Yuri. It is and it isn't. And interesting for you to say that. So we'll go further with that. If you said yes to those questions, and then you found yourself knowing that it was incredibly important, you agreed that it was essential, but you haven't been shown to the letter exactly how to do it, undoing your spells of self-hatred and self-blame and self-criticism. If you check in with your feelings, is there any trace of feeling unlovable or hopeless, or like I might never get it? Maybe I just have to cope. Maybe, hopefully, I'll figure it out somewhere down the road. But check in now. I'm really serious. This is why I'm doing this live stream today. Is there any part of you that to any extent feels hopeless, helpless, confused, in trouble? know I'm supposed to be loving myself, but I just don't know exactly how. And I find myself constantly criticizing myself behind my own back and frustrated with myself and finding mean things, saying mean things about myself and others. Erica said unlovable. Kelly said yes. Erica said yes, failed, helpless. Everybody, you can be honest here. And Ryan said, I won't ever stop. I get it. I get it. We can't ever stop. We could even give up, but we won't give up. We're going to keep going. Everybody, you have the right in the space here to be honest. How to love myself, Denise just said, is the question. I'm going to go there. Goosebumps. Lisa said goosebumps when I say that. This is the kind of thing we'll never, ever, ever want to look at. But until we do, look at this. Yes, sometimes I feel unworthy of such magnificence. Yes. Aren't we already loved and we need to just remove the barriers? Absolutely, Pierre. But what I'm talking about is who would like, and I'm not being a smartass, listen to me. I'm really serious about this. Who that's on right now would like to take over? And you say yes. I will bring you on video right now. And then I'll just move over to the side. I'm going to bring you on and you explain to the letter, systematically, comprehensively, exactly how to love yourself, step by step, from morning, noon, and night, how to undo the spells that were keeping us in self-hatred. If there's someone on here that wants to take the lead and teach that right now, I will invite you on. I'll invite you on video. I'll mute my microphone and I'm going to listen. I don't say that to be smartass whatsoever. Here's why I'm saying that. First and foremost, when my bro a minute ago said, I thought it was just intuitive. And then Yuri said, you can't teach. How can you teach that? It's like walking. And you said, aren't we already loved? I agree with you. I agree with you. But, big old but, who's doing it? And who's doing it adequately to be able to teach it and model it systematically and comprehend it well enough? Now I'm going to keep looking at the comments. Here's one. Look at this. I always praise myself, but I feel horrible. Okay. This is one of the fruits of the teachings of spirituality, law of attraction, and all this other superficial garbage that's being taught everywhere. Not everybody, and I'm not knocking or criticizing any person or any teacher. What I want you to do is I want you to look. Hillary, I don't know how long you've been involved with self-help, but it's been more than a week, honey. You know, and I've seen you. We've been back and forth a few times on Facebook. We've had chat. We never communicated, but we've communicated here with comments back and forth and stuff on Facebook. And Hillary says, I always praise myself, but I feel horrible. That's because we're being lied to and told that affirmations are the way to go. And making statements, I love myself, I love myself. Oh my gosh, I love myself and people like me. That when you hate yourself secretly, unbeknownst to you, and you try to do those type of affirmations, you feel fucking worse. That's not self-love. It doesn't work and it never will. Kelly, I beat myself up for doing things I shouldn't be doing, which starts with the fact that you believe there are things you shouldn't be doing. And you've been beating yourself up since you were very, very, very little, very young, without even knowing it. I do get frustrated for myself for not achieving what I think I could. Now, look, this is so similar, literally, to what Kelly just said. You have a could instead of a should, but just look at this. Everybody, look at the voices that are arising from these people saying what the pain of not knowing how to comprehensively, completely, in the moment, undo all the self-hate and self-judgment and self-blame and self-criticism that's running below the radar so that they can begin to self-love. Because, okay, here comes one of the first secrets. Well, let's do a couple more. Not loving myself enough. Not sure what to do on every moment when I feel doomed. I am going to be showing you. And Ryan, that's why I asked the question. So Ryan, you could look at this. Everybody, you can look at this and say, oh my God, people like me. Holy shit, I'm not the only fucktard who feels like a fucktard. I'm not the only one that's hopeless and confused and feeling these horrible feelings. Okay? Now, one more time, we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into this. My next thing is, if you guys are getting anything out of this, if you're getting the feeling at all that this is going to be beneficial and helpful at all, now's the time. Comment, tag people, and share this video. Help me to get this thing out, and let's touch some people here, okay? I do feel worse. But I can be funny sometimes, Hillary, depending on people's sense of humor. But look at this. When you try to affirm to yourself positively something that your soul deep down, all your programming and your stuff believes isn't true, you feel worse. It's like what most people teach to be self-loved. Everybody read this. Everybody read this. 99% of what is being taught in the self-help world, personal development, law of attraction, and even spirituality is fragments of the truth from people who haven't opened themselves fully to the truth. And they're doing their best. They're doing their best to help. But we buy their shit. We buy their books and watch their videos and go to their seminars, and we listen to them, and we mentally, emotionally buy what they're saying, trusting that they have the truth. But the vast majority, look at these feelings that people are having. The vast majority of our efforts at self-love. Everybody, this is the time to listen like never before. You ready? So calm down and get in your center. Because what I'm about to say could roll off of you like water off a duck's back. Or if you breathe deep and you relax and calm yourself down, get into your center and hear what I'm about to say. Hear the one who's talking to you, that is the one that you are. Reminding you of what you always knew and forgot, and set up a million defenses to protect yourself from yourself. These superficial attempts at self-love are, in a way, like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. If someone had a broken bone and the fragments were sticking out through the skin and bleeding, and you were to stick a Band-Aid on the bone, it wouldn't solve the issue, would it? But this is actually more harmful. Our attempts at self-love are actually more harmful than putting a pathetic Band-Aid on a broken bone with the bone sticking out. It's more harmful. And here's why. I trust that you're hearing me now. The comments got really quiet. Our attempts at self-love are more harmful than a Band-Aid on a broken bone because they're false. They perpetuate the error, and they actually make it worse. Just like Hillary saying, I love myself, I'm so great, I fucking hate myself. You feel like a worse hypocrite when you know that your effort at loving yourself isn't going to work in the first place, and you're doubting it, and you're doubting yourself, and you're spewing out this attempted love. It's kind of like punching your 3-year-old repeatedly in the mouth while saying, no, I love you. I love you so much, precious. Why can't you see how much I fucking love you? And this is what's being taught by self-help experts and gurus and healers, law of attraction experts, and for God's sakes, coaches, millions of coaches teaching their clients the most counterproductive lies, meaning well, meaning to help, wanting to help. How did you ever think someone who didn't truly, utterly, absolutely, and completely love themselves was a worthwhile teacher on the topic of self-love? Now, I have a really weird question for you. And everybody's, the number of people on, we got to 62 and we've been there a while. And the comments have stopped. And that means everybody either fell asleep or you're really listening. So I got a crazy question for you, okay? Think for a moment about your parents' intimate relationship, whether they're still in their bodies or whether they left their bodies. Doesn't matter. Think for a minute about your mom and dad, your parents' intimate relationship. And I'm going to ask you a serious question that might be humorous to you for a minute. Would you take relationship advice on how to have the ultimate relationship? Would you take that from your parents and welcome it and listen to it? I'm going to share a few comments as we go. I'm inviting you. Listen, I'm not going to show your parents. And the truth is the truth. Your parents already know it. Type in your answers, and I'm going to see out of 63 people, I want to see how many people answer this question honestly or answer it at all. 1, 2, look at this. I'm going to show them as they come. You ready? No, hell no. Never. No. Well, there's a fuck no. No. The Italians are a little more reserved. No. Okay. No with 3 exclamation marks. Again, when I get to 3 exclamation marks, I'm on to something. Keep it coming. Come on. Look at it. Oh, come on now. That's like 12%. Everybody, would you answer this question? Would you look at your parents and think for a minute about their intimate relationship, their intimacy, their connection, their transparency, their lovingness? Would you take relationship advice on how to create the ultimate loving relationship? Would you take that advice from your parents? Oh, now see, I finally landed on a question that most people don't want to answer. I've been impressed with your honesty and your forthcomingness so far, but all of a sudden, wait, more came in. Oh, no way, Jose. Can't stop laughing. No friggin' way. No. Whatever advice I did take led to horrible relationships. No ways. Hell to the no. Okay? Hey, Luna, aloha. Nope. All right, so Liko is wanting to know what all the excitement is about. So, Liko, come say hello to everybody. Hello. My name is Liko, and I endorse this message. Oh, that's my girl right there, y'all. Okay. One person said yes, and he might have been saying yes to something else, but we'll communicate about that. Nope. Never. I love you, Esther. My parents tore shreds off each other for 40 years. Oh, my God. Oh, you love my dog? Me too. I love that dog. I still have the question. I understand, Kelly. Honey, I love you, and I want to answer that question. I'm really focused, and if I go there right now, just stay with me if you can, or ask that on my next live. Sammy needs a girlfriend. Well, you know what? This dog is not the one, because this dog loves people and absolutely passionately hates other dogs. All right, so let's get focused here, everybody. So check it out. You ready? Virtually everybody on here says they've heard you got to love yourself first. No one can love you more than you love yourself. Every one of us would enjoy much, much, much more love in our lives. None of us have heard or seen the perfect, complete, comprehensive teaching on how to step into self-love at the level that we're talking about. And we all know that it's damned important. And when I ask who has felt sad or hopeless or confused or like, oh shit, when they really checked in, the vast majority said yes. And then I shared how we're looking to people, teachers, healers. And, you know, sometimes people don't like it when I say this, and I just keep saying it. I say that if you know someone who calls themselves a healer, they say, I am a healer. If you go on their website, or if you have a conversation with them, or you look on their name tag, it says healer, or on their business card, if it says healer, run, don't walk. Run away as fast as you can, because this is not a popular thing to say, and a lot of people get pissed off when I say this. I'm telling you. I'm not saying that anybody gets pissed off at me, but they think they're pissed off at me because they don't like when I say this. If someone calls themselves a healer, run, because they don't fully understand how life works. And I'm sorry, you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to, no one has to agree with me or think I'm right. I will explain why I say it though. I sit down with people that have cancer, scoliosis, and other numerous diseases. And I communicate with them for a while, and they'll say, oh, wait, oh, shit. And the tumors are gone. Or their scoliosis for 30 years that can't be healed and has been treated for decades straightens out. And I don't call myself a healer. We are all the infinite, eternal, unlimited one. Everyone is the healer. Everyone is ultimately whole. And to call yourself a healer, you are in opposition to how the universe works. So if anyone was going to label themselves a healer, I should be labeling myself a healer, because people heal all the time. I've never in my life seen anybody get results with people like I get. I won't call myself a healer. Okay. So we're looking to these healers and gurus and shamans and teachers because they're popular. You write a book. Okay. There's a company in the self-help world right now that's one of the 3 biggest self-help companies in the world. Their criteria to take you on as an author is that you have 50,000 people in your social media audience. There is no criteria. You don't have to get results. Your information doesn't have to be worth anything. You don't have to have ever helped another person. If you can write a book and get 50,000 readers, they will take you on and promote you as a world healer. Okay? Just simple mechanical truth. Again, some people don't like when I say that, but will you have an issue with that? I don't know why. Okay. All right, now, this comment right here is why I'm doing this live stream. Because Wonder Woman can't even get laid and make it work. Okay? That was a terrible joke, but God, it was fun to say. Father beat mother every day of her life until she died. I have been working tirelessly 66 years to create peaceful relationships, creating the results opposite to peace. Been trying to slow up that freight train of violent energy. So May I now help? May I now help somebody? Is that okay? Like, I've been on here from start to finish aiming to help and to funnel love. Leslie, I want to address that. I got some other comments here. So many people come looking for a healer. And Natalie, for whatever it's worth, I would say that a true healer would direct them to the perfection inside, not claiming to be a healer. And for what it's worth, again, that's what I do. Ryan, I just got to say, dude, that should not be so funny. And all the people that have sexist issues are going to have a problem with that. So I'm glad I shared it on the screen. Dear God, that's fucking funny. That should not be that funny. I don't use the word should, but I just did. Okay, so here it comes. Well, if there ever was one. Here comes the help. Those of us who said we wouldn't, I just trust you're hearing me, and I trust you're sharing this video, and I trust that every time I say something that works for you, that's touching you, that's helping, that you will click the hearts or click the thumbs or make a comment that lets Facebook know, oh, we're digging this video, put it in front of more people. Because every time you click the thumbs or the hearts or the smiley face, every time you type in a comment, well, I forgot, I'm live streaming on YouTube today too. Every time you type in another comment or a like or whatever else or a love, it lets these platforms know we are actually digging this. Get this in front of more people. And I personally, there's 61 people on with me right now, and there's 60 million, 600 million. Fuck it. There's 6 billion that desperately want to hear this message. Don't know it exists. And tomorrow they're going to go pick up another bullshit book on how to love yourself. And they're going to get lied to by someone who didn't mean it, didn't mean to lie, didn't know they were lying. So, Leslie, you're the one who made that. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Leslie. So, Leslie, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. Wait a minute. Now, Leslie, I noticed that you are on Facebook, and I also noticed that you have an anonymous picture on here. I don't assume that you want to do this. I am going to ask you a question. Would you like to do a spell break with me right now, where I share a link with you? You can come onto the video with me, and I just for the record, I charge $800 for an hour when I do a spell break with someone. I often have people waiting because I don't do very many of them. We're 45 minutes into this live. It's one of the most important live streams I can ever do. Would you, Leslie, like to come on video with me? If you're on a phone or a tablet or a laptop that has a webcam and a mic. No, Ryan, I know what you mean, but I don't want anybody to push or pull. She might feel shy. She might feel fuck no. She might have a device that doesn't work. And I'm not pushing or pulling. Like, I'm just, oh, she said yes. All right, everybody, y'all better be sharing now, because I've done all these lives. I haven't done one spell break on here. So here's what I'm going to do. Please, nobody else click this. Well, you know what? I think that I can send it to her via Messenger. Let me just see. Excuse me for 1 second, everybody. I'm going to jump over to Facebook. Leslie and I don't think we're Facebook friends yet, but I'm going to see if I can do this. Leslie. Bear with me, everybody. Gewin. There you are. All right. This is fairly self-explanatory. Leslie, so I just shared it with you in Messenger. So if you will click that link, it'll check your mic and your video. So now's the time, y'all. Now's the time to be clicking the hearts and the thumbs, make some comments, and absolutely freaking share this thing, because we're about to go into spell break territory now. And there's all the teaching that I do and all the questions that I ask, they'll all help. Nothing will help on the level of me bringing somebody on and actually walking her through this right now. Keep breathing, Donna. Let me make sure. All right. She just saw the link. So we'll see. Just takes a minute because it's going to invite her to check her mic and cam, make sure they're working. Way to go, Leslie. You're very welcome, Kelly. I'm really happy to do it. This can make the difference. So Leslie, if you are, because I just don't want to waste the time of other people who are on live with me, watching. If you have a problem with technology, if you can please go, just come right back and comment and let me know that you're not able to get on. Otherwise, I'm going to go another minute waiting for you to get your technology working. It'll be helpful if you have a little bit of light in front of your face so that I can see you when you come on. You're welcome, Laura. Aloha. All right, device is not connected, but she's coming in. Things are clicking. I see her. Let me check your mic. Say something to me, Leslie. Might need my headset for this one. Let me see. All right, talk to me. Leslie? Looks like a not too good of a signal here too. So Leslie, if you're hearing me, if you can get closer to your router, a wired connection is best, but if you're on a device that's on wireless, if you get closer to your router, you'll definitely have a better signal. And at this moment, I'm not hearing you. Everybody, we're doing what we can. Doing it on the fly like this, it is what it is, right? I do see you though, Leslie. I just haven't heard you yet, so. Yeah, closer to your router, you're going to definitely get better speed, and looks like your video is already better. It's already clearer. So now we just got to see what's up with your mic. So if you can say something to me, Leslie. And let me see where my audio is routing to. How amazing is it that technology can even do this, you guys? Is this freaking amazing or what? All right, say something again, please, Leslie. All right, I'm going to try one more option here. We got you on video, but I am not hearing you yet. So you can see if your microphone is muted, perhaps. So Leslie, let me ask you this. When you did the testing, you can hear me, right? You can just nod if you hear me. She's getting help. All right. So looks like click your mic one more time. Let me see. I couldn't tell if that muted or unmuted. Okay, that's muted right there. So click it again, please. Now you're unmuted. Yeah, I definitely ought to be able to hear you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly you into the broadcast and let's see if we can hear you there. So just 1 second. I can see no reason for an issue. Is it okay if I go ahead and bring you into the call? Is that okay? And then we're just going to see if I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah, there we go. Yay. Thanks for the expert help there, brother. Everybody say hello to Leslie. How about?
Hang on. I gotta. Hey. Here we are.
All right.
Waited a long time for you. A long time for me.
Yeah, well, and here we are. So where are you located, Leslie?
Located in Tasmania, the little
Oh.
island of Australia.
That's right. Okay, yeah. When you came on, you said, okay. So, how much exposure to my work? How long have you been familiar with me?
24 hours.
Holy shit. Okay. Wow. And here we are. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a totally new experience for you.
So I'd come to the end of the line of life in every way, shape, or form, and all pillars had collapsed into nothingness. And I asked for some help from the universal energies, angels, whatever might be listening, that place. And I woke up yesterday and there was an email from this character in Hawaii. And I thought, just another character, another self-help person. I don't even think I'll click on that. And so I accidentally clicked your name and there you were. So then I listened to what you had to say and listened some more. And I thought, his life is my life. And I thought everything that you talked about, everything that you'd said was my life, particularly the violence and the trauma had been my life. And I thought, but this guy has found a pathway out of that suffering. So I listened some more. And yesterday I bought your audio program. I had $11.11 left to my name. So
Holy shit.
So I thought I'll buy that program. So I did that. And I tried to download it and it didn't come through. So I emailed your office and they gave me a link. And so I downloaded it and been listening most of the night and this morning. And I guess the world thinks I'm very dumb and has always led me to believe that I was dumb, being dyslexic and not able to read and write for my life. And so I thought, well, I'm very bright. I'm very intelligent. I'm Einstein's flavor. And I thought, this guy's found his way out of suffering. So I want what he's got. A pathway out of suffering. That's what I'm here for.
All right. And well, I have great news for you. The great news is that I don't have a pathway out of suffering. I'll remind you that you don't need a path. All the spiritual
my pathway.
That works. That works.
That is my pathway.
Okay. The pathway is to discover that you don't need a path and that you're already home. Absolutely. Okay. So there's a lot of people on right now, and I'm just going to tell you that two different people who are all of my clients are all friends of mine. Okay. Cause I'm loving people and it's working. Okay. And I just want you to look at this. So Samantha is in my current paid programs, been with me for 2.5 years, has come out and done the Hawaii work. And Rosemary, wow, probably about the same time, 2 or 3 years that Rosemary's been with me. She hasn't been to Hawaii yet, but she's actually been to live events that I've done. We've met and hugged. And these two people that know the deal are both just like blown away and crying tears of joy, partly because they know what's potentially about to happen for you. Okay, because they've experienced working with me directly. All right, so being that this is new, you haven't yet, unless you've been through all of the videos in my book. Have you watched any of those videos yet?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
So you've
many. Yep.
Okay, so you've seen me do spell breaks with people.
No, I've heard you talk, and I'm in the process of watching different videos.
Okay.
I haven't actually seen the physical process of
Good.
that you talk about.
Good. Okay, good. So then all I'm going to do is save you and me time, again, respecting everybody else's time. And I'm going to ask a couple of laser targeted questions, because what I do won't be like anything you've done. And how many years have you been involved with self-help?
Probably 30 plus years consciously, but all my life's been self-help, having learning difficulties, not fitting in the world, not reading and writing. So I've been discovering ways to learn, handle a problem, handle dyslexia. The brain wiring assimilates data differently.
Yeah.
So I've had to develop a new world within myself.
Perfect. Okay.
But I have had 47 years in the medical field.
Okay. Well, I apologize for that.
Oh, goddamn me!
But wait, now,
in time.
But Leslie, I got to reel you in again, because we're dealing with time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, as an illusion. So I'm going to really laser in here now. What I will be doing is I'm going to ask you some questions. I will guide you, and I'm going to say, hey, would you please give me a yes or no? And when I say, anytime I say, would you please give me a yes or no, just understand with me that your mind is going to want to say a bunch of other shit that it's been saying for 40 something years. If you'll just say, mind, I love you, just chill the fuck out. I'm okay. And then you give me the yes or the no. The other thing is that I'm going to interrupt you. And if you and I were hanging out, having a beer or a glass of tea, whatever Tasmanians do. If we were hanging out and having a beer or a glass of tea, I would never interrupt you in a million years. We would talk and listen. In this setting, in spell breaking, I'm going to be interrupting your talking, partially because I'm interrupting all of what you've ever learned and mastered and everything you're sure of, which is the only reason you suffer. Okay. So do I have your permission to possibly be rude or unusual, or is that 100% cool with you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And do you feel okay? And you feel like you've suffered enough with all this bullshit?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the first question that I want to ask is, and it is a yes or no question, and I will ask you to just close your eyes and feel your body. And don't worry about doing it right. Just feel your body. And I'm going to ask you the question, do you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you have dyslexia?
No.
Okay. Now feel the one who answered that question, and feel how different that one is than the one who is known for all these years that you do. And so when I ask you that question, you feel relief in your stomach. As you feel down into your intestines, you can actually feel your intestines and your connective tissues softening, just like your face is softening. There's a returning of the little girl who got buried under all those things that she learned and believed. And every time anybody, it looks like she's fucked up. She might have learning disabilities. Oh, I think she might be stupid. No, she's not stupid. She has dyslexia. And then all these diagnoses, and it wouldn't matter if they said you had dickadoodles or diabetes or dyslexia. It's a diagnosis invented by other people to describe symptoms, and it doesn't fucking exist in ultimate energetic reality. It only exists in the human mind, and those things spread like viruses. All those things spread like viruses. So one more time, are you absolutely positive beyond the shadow of a doubt that you have dyslexia?
No, I don't have dyslexia.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now just keep on breathing and relaxing. And a little bit ago, you can open your eyes and just feel that relaxation, that little bit of relief. That little bit just might be infinite because we don't know what's little or big. Okay, we think we do. And keep on breathing. And I'm going to scroll up to the comment that you made a moment ago. And this comment was what led me to say, oh, let me see if this lady would like to come on and do a spell break. Father beat mother every day of her life until she died. I've been working tirelessly for 66 years to create peaceful relationships, creating the results opposite to peace. And I've been trying to slow up that freight train of violent energy. So, exactly. That's my point. That's my point. Okay. So just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth and let yourself relax just a bit. Are you absolutely positive, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that there is a freight train of violent energy that you have to stop or slow?
No.
No. Now let that relief go through your whole body. And I want to invite you to admit the possibility and accept. I wouldn't judge you for anything, no matter what. If you told me that your last 3 or 4 romantic partners, you beat them to death, I wouldn't hold it against you and I wouldn't judge you. Lots of people would. I wouldn't, because I actually understand what's going on here. No judgment. Okay? I wouldn't judge you if you beat your animals or your kids. I wouldn't judge you for anything. You might. In fact, it's almost guaranteed that you would judge yourself for every time you ever raised your voice or lost your temper with anyone, including yourself. I won't, though. So it's a different safe space that you're in, maybe different than what you're used to. And I would like to encourage you to close your eyes and feel your body. And just, if you will, say out loud, there's a freight train of violent energy.
There's a freight train of violent energy.
And I better stop it.
And I better stop it.
Feel everything that's happening in your body. Feel everything that's going on in your mind, your physical, your energy, your everything. Just feel that and feel the tension and feel what just happened in your shoulders and your neck and your face. Feel everything just And now just give yourself a tiny, you know what they call like a chill? Just give yourself a little, like you had a chill. Let a little, just kind of, I'm doing it with you so you don't have to be embarrassed or anything. Okay. So now, I love that. That is flawless. Okay. So we're going to do that a couple times as we go through. So now what I want to encourage you to do is I want you to please say out loud, if you will, up until now. Yep, better out than in. Yep.
Up until
better
now.
out than in. So we'll start over. Up until now.
Up until now.
I perceived that there was a freight train.
I perceived there was a freight train.
A violent energy that I needed to stop.
A violent energy that I needed to stop.
But I honestly am not sure.
But I am honestly not sure.
Might have just been a perception I was having.
Might have just been a perception I was having.
No matter how much evidence I had.
No matter how much evidence I had.
Now feel that relief go through every cell of your body. And if you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, let it move down to your belly and feel it's already coming apart. 50 years.
66.
66 years. Okay. And I was starting around your teens on purpose. And you're right, because it was happening in the womb. It was happening in the womb as well. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for as long as you've been aware of it and wanted to change it and dreamed that it could ever change, and then all the way back to the womb, this hasn't changed. And it's literally changing right now, and you can feel it. It's undeniable. Okay. Now, have you ever spent any money in your life on self-help?
Every cent I've earned.
Okay. Just like me.
Yeah.
All
just
right.
like you.
All right. So I'm going to do a little tiny bit of self-promotion and patting myself on the back. And I do this completely on
Beautiful.
purpose. I do it on purpose, and I do it with reason. You've been working on this for a long time. Every dime that you've brought in, you've spent on healers and therapists and coaches and mentors and courses and seminars to try to handle this. And now, 66 years into the game, it's completely coming apart on a fucking free Facebook Live with somebody you met yesterday. Now, I say that in my own self backpatting, and then I also simultaneously say it as, can you really deny how infinitely fucking powerful you have to be to have pulled that shit off? I mean, can you really deny after today? Can you ever again forget and deny? What the hell? All right. Now, as you breathe with your eyes closed, we're going to go further. I'm just going to read a comment to you. Karen, who is another client who has become a friend. When she and I encountered each other a few years ago, she was in one of the deepest, darkest hells that you could ever imagine. And I've watched this lady. She had instantaneous breakthroughs with me. However, I've never said or claimed or suggested in my life that, someone meets me and shakes my hand and they'll be perfectly happy for the rest of their life. Sometimes there's a process for something that we've been dealing with for 60 something fucking years. Okay. But I just want you to hear her words while you keep your eyes closed and breathe so that you can let this in. She said, I had dyslexia. It disappeared on its own just working with Brian. And because of my work with her, she knew to put had dyslexia in quotation marks. Okay, so keep on breathing. Everybody, do you see why I was telling you to share this video everywhere, far and wide? This stuff ain't normal. It ain't supposed to happen. And not enough people, as our potential, have any clue about this. So just keep sharing, and share your heartfelt feelings as you share these comments. Now we got the wind blowing and the little birds flying around. So breathe deeper and let it in. And this is the moment where you say out loud, if you will, I now attune.
I now attune
all of my awareness systems
all of my awareness systems
to this new awareness.
To this new awareness.
And just keep breathing, just keep breathing, just keep breathing, just keep breathing. Now, there you were as a little girl watching your dad hit your mommy. And I would never make light of that. However, I will remind you that it was all just light. Ultimately. Now watch this. I have two statements for you to feel for a moment. My first statement is, this is Brian, for what it's worth, saying, don't take my word for this, but I'm just going to say a statement. The first statement I want to say is, none of that ever happened. Ultimately, at the energetic level, none of it happened. That's statement one. Statement number two, your feelings about what happened really matter. Your feelings about what happened absolutely matter. So you see, I'm not diminishing what happened. I'm saying that it didn't happen. Ultimately, at the energetic level, infinite unlimited light projects out of eternity into the illusion of time and space, first creating the illusion of time and space into which it can insert this infinite unlimited energy, creating a platform for experience so that it can have experience. And within this realm of time and space, absolutely anything can happen, from being raped by a camel, eaten by piranhas, chopped up by your 5-year-old who watches a violent movie and comes in while you're asleep with a fucking machete. Literally any crazy shit that you could ever dream of and imagine can happen in this dream of physical reality. And so there's a lot of paths I could take you down. I'm going to take you down the straightest one that I can. Why would my mommy, if my mommy was an infinite, unlimited being of energy, why in the hell would she choose that? And if I'm an infinite, unlimited, perfect being of energy, why in the hell would I choose a childhood where I went through that kind of trauma? So here's what I'm going to offer to you. Just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and let everything come apart. After this, if you have a water nearby, you want to keep drinking. If you don't, as soon as we're done, you want to drink a lot of water and then give yourself a walk in nature or sit on the ground and just let yourself chill out for a little bit. Okay. So if you're a being of infinite, unlimited, eternal energy, and you do accept that possibility, don't you?
I do.
Yes, you
I
do.
know it. I actually know
Okay.
it.
Then if you know it, we can go even further, because this knowing it, you might notice that knowing it doesn't release the trauma, does it?
No, it doesn't.
knowing
No,
that we're infinite fucking energy doesn't make the fucking trauma go. It's like, how is this fair? Okay, so what I'm gonna do will actually help you. Breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep. It's all good. Now you want to balance, straighten your spine, let your tailbone go down, let your crown go up, and just breathe deep and relax. There's nothing fancy here. We ain't doing no spiritual mumbo jumbo. We're just breathing in and waking up a little bit. So infinite, unlimited being projects out of eternity into the dream of time and space to have an experience, and it looks down. It doesn't have a body, so there's no up or down, but it looks down on the possibility of an energetic existence, and it says, ooh, I'm going to go have an experience. Because see, at the level of light, you're reading my book right now, at the level of light energy, there's only infinite possibilities with no physicality, so there's no limitation and no experience possible. So you look down and you see, hey, I could create a universe and I could go hide in it and disguise myself as Leslie or as mom or whatever. Okay. But you look down and you go, okay, door number one, I could go in and I could be the queen of the galaxy. No, fuck it. I'll be the empress of the universe. I'll be the empress of the universe. And I'm going to live for 20,000 years, 25,000 years in perfect health, in a sexy body, with everyone all over the universe bringing me the best foods from all the best planets. And I'm going to have the most perfect partner for myself. Or if I'm a freak, I'm going to have all the partners I want, or whatever I want to do. I'm going to have the ultimate relationship, and it's going to be love, and it's going to be magic, and it's going to be peace, and they're going to bring me the best foods, and I'm going to wear the best fabrics, and everything's going to be amazing. And then on my 25,000th birthday, I'm going to have an orgasm and die and leave my body in orgasmic bliss. That's door number one. That looks like a great experience. I think I might go do that. Wait, ooh, what's that? Door number two. Door number two. Wait, what's behind door number two? Ooh, I could come in on a planet like Earth in 1985, and I could be born in Africa to a mom who dies giving birth because she's got AIDS and malaria. Almost all the adults there have already died. There's a few people left at the hospital. I get born. I fall off the fucking table. Mom dies. I fall in the sand, and I get to be there on the floor in the sand, drying out in the sun with flies biting me for my little 8-hour lifetime, and then die. And you, from the perspective of infinite, unlimited, eternal energy, you don't care which one you pick. It's like, oh my God, I get to go have an experience. Ooh, and I can do it an infinite number of times. I can never die. I can never be harmed. I can never be hurt. Nothing can ever go wrong. But wow, I get to go have this intense experience as the queen of the universe or as a dying baby in Africa. I don't really fucking care. All right, I got two choices. Let me flip a cosmic coin. There's no coins here. And then as you're waiting to make the decision, door number 3 opens. And it's the life of Leslie in Tasmania. And you see mom and dad. You get to disguise the infinite, unlimited love of masculinity as that fucked up, crazy jerk father. And you get to disguise the perfection of infinite, unlimited femininity as that low self-esteem, self-doubting mother who would marry such an asshole as him. And you get to see the violence and the viciousness and the cruelty. And you get to see this little girl cowering in the corner with trauma being accumulated in her cells, creating disease and stress and lack of sleep and frustration, and she can hardly fucking communicate. So somebody gets to diagnose her with dyslexia or whatever the hell it is, and oh my God, then she gets to doubt herself, and oh blah, blah, blah. And you say, you know what? Fuck it. If I don't pick one of these doors, I get the game now. These doors are going to multiply and multiply, and I'm never going to pick one. So fuck it. I picked door number 3, and you dove in, and here you are. And now, when you look up at mom, and you look into mom's eyes, and you see her perfection, and you see the infinite, unlimited, eternal femininity that you are, you chose to embody it as her. And you looked up at it and you called it mom, as if it existed before you when nothing does or could ever pre-exist you, the real you. That's some of you that showed up as mom. Keep breathing and relaxing. You don't need to tighten up one cell in your body. Your shoulders relax, your neck relaxes, your face relaxes, your scalp relaxes, everything just relaxes. And then you look at that and you're like, oh my God, the infinite, unlimited masculine side of me, none of which actually ultimately exists. It's just infinite, unlimited energy that's beyond good or bad or right or wrong or positive or negative or masculine or good. Any of that shit is just you created this incredible illusion, infinite, unlimited being who projects out of eternity into time and space to have the illusion of a life and pick door number 3. And so look into Dad and look past all of the fucked up and the horror and the badness and look at the roles that those energetic aspects of yourself that you confuse with Mom and Dad, look at the dance they did purely for your benefit. And if you look in Dad's eyes and you look past the anger and past the terror that caused him to do those things, if you look deep enough inside of him, you will see the still point that's inside of you, looking at the still point inside of him, at which point he is completely healed. In other words, returned back to his wholeness. And then you look at Mom and you look into her eyes. You can pick any picture of her that you've ever seen and look straight into her eyes and just keep looking until you get past all the victimhood and all the pain and all the injury and all the sadness and fear and all the programming that she took on. And you see the perfect still point of Mom, which is beyond your illusion of mommy and daddy. Yeah. And you see the still point in her that is the still point in you, and all of her lineage, all the way back. Love can flow right back through to the very beginning, which is you. And if you would like to step even further into your freedom, if you will simply say out loud and just feel every cell from your hair follicles down to your toenails and fingernails, to your butt, your kneecaps, your shoulders, just feel every cell in your body when you look at that whole dream of a lifetime and all the violence, even in the womb. Look at the whole thing and just say, look what I created.
Look what I created.
And now feel the relief. That's an even deeper relief. And your face is reverse aging. Feel it. Muscles are softening. Things that you've been holding in your body that was beginning to move towards symptoms of health issues. Things that's been showing up as structures between you and your partner. That you kept thinking was him, but it actually was you the whole time. But that's not something to be wrong or punish yourself or blame. He was only reflecting you, just like you were only reflecting him, because that's all we ever do is reflect each other endlessly. So look what I created. One more time. Look what I created.
Look what I created.
Exactly. And then if you'll say, and just feel curious when you say it, I forgive myself anyway.
I forgive myself anyway.
Now breathe that all the way to your cooter and your knees and your toes and your shoulders and your neck, and breathe it out one more time. I forgive myself anyway.
I forgive myself anyway.
Now feel what it's like to forgive yourself for your creation that you were blaming on everybody else. Even though you knew better, you were never wrong. You were just doing your best trying to survive when you were carrying all that fear and all that trauma and all that. How could you not carry that into every single relationship? How could you possibly not? When you believe there was a freight train that was bigger than you and you didn't know that all the energy in that freight train was your infinite, unlimited energy that you had put into a freight train. Oh, holy shit. And you take all that energy back. And now I'm just going to help you for a minute. While you're sitting there forgiving yourself anyway, check this out. Of course you fucking forgive yourself anyway. Infinite, unlimited being who is love and joy and peace eternal. An infinite, unlimited being who is love and joy and peace eternal projects out of eternity into time and space, into Earth Academy to experience the utter opposite of eternal love and joy and peace. How could you have done better than you did? That was amazing. Look what you pulled off. Oh my God. I am in awe. I'm in awe. It's amazing. And so now that you have admitted that you created it, and now that you have decided to forgive yourself anyway, I encourage you to say one final phrase, and that is, I choose peace.
I choose peace.
Now feel that. I choose peace. And a realization, as you now relax, a realization begins to dawn inside of you. And that is, wait a minute, if I could do this and choose peace, then maybe all along I had chosen otherwise and simply forgot that I chose it. Maybe nothing was ever attacking me. I had simply chosen unpeace and I was endlessly getting the fruits. And maybe now that I choose peace, wait, I don't even have to think maybe, of course, now that I choose peace. So you look in Dad's eyes and say, I choose peace.
I choose peace.
And look in Mom's eyes and say, I choose peace.
I choose peace.
And one last thing, if you'll now shrink down to 1 year old and you're sitting on a white surface in a space where everything is white light, the air is white light, you can't even see where the light's coming from because everything's white light. The surface you're sitting on is white light, everything is white light, and you as this little baby is white light, and you're sitting in 85-degree bliss. Your belly is full of warm milk. You just got cuddled and hugged. You finished the best nap you've ever had. Your diaper got changed, and you're sitting in absolute, utter, total baby bliss with a full tummy, fully rested, and everything is white light, and you could not be in more bliss than you're in. And suddenly, on your left, appears a 1-year-old in a fresh diaper that just woke up from a perfect nap. And you can look on your left and see this little baby, 1-year-old, same size as you, in a warm little onesie, sitting on a white surface in a space that's full of white light. And it's got a full belly. And it's in absolute baby bliss. And you realize, oh my God, that's my mom. At 1 year old. And suddenly on your right appears a baby. And yep, it's your dad. He's 1 year old and he's in absolute bliss. He just got a full belly after a perfect nap. His tummy's full. He's wearing a warm little cozy white onesie and a very fresh diaper. And he is in baby bliss. And he looks at your mom and they go, Gah! And then they look at you and they go, Gah! Gah! And there's nothing but love and curiosity for three little infinite unlimited beings breathing in bliss. And you three look at each other and you say, you know what we're about to do. And you say, I can handle it. Let's go for it. Because in 60 years or so, I'll find Brian's book. And I'll remember the perfection of the whole thing. And so one last time, I now attune all my systems to this new awareness. How you feeling?
Eternally grateful.
And you can feel grateful to mom, you can feel grateful to dad, you can feel grateful to yourself, you can feel grateful to me, and you will only be feeling grateful to your infinite self showing up in all of us. Because that's all that's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, yes, go ahead.
I really, really feel in every cell of my body, 76 trillion cells, I really feel that internal gratefulness for everyone and everything, for it all.
And I remind you one more time that that's all you. So as you aim that gratitude out and you feel it beaming in every direction, it's only touching the true you. And that will begin to undo all the things that kept showing and revealing itself as these badnesses and all those bad relationships. When you kept trying to create relationships of peace from unpeace, battling against a freight train you had created that didn't exist, and you had hidden all of your infinite unlimited power inside of that freight train, and it was barreling over you. The circle was very small of that track. It fucker just kept coming around and bowling you over every time you tried to stand up. You're like, why? How is this happening again? And I want you to now, before we wrap this up, is that your husband inside? Sorry to be private.
Yes, it is my husband, David.
Okay, that's your husband, David.
Whose father, he's a representation of all of that freight train energy in all of its cells.
Okay.
And yeah, just 2 months ago, we created a separation. He would be upstairs and I would be downstairs, still living in the one domain, but trying to manage this energy as freight train and divine light, freight train and divine light, hitting together, smashing, and trying to make some sense of it. But knowing it's exactly as it's meant to be, and stepping and showing up and staying in that, in the truth of the light that I could shine.
And would you accept the possibility that he is ultimately a cell in your body?
He definitely is.
And he's literally never done anything other than reflect the pain that was already inside of you. He never created any of it.
No, he never created. I can see that reflection, but trying to catch that going down the rabbit burrow of self-blame.
Right.
And rather than take self-blame, which was self-destruction, it's that projection out there that they must be the problem.
Well, especially when you know it's just a matter of seconds before that fucking freight train comes around and bowls you over again.
Absolutely.
You ain't got much. Yeah, you ain't got much time for the whole forgiveness thing. Let me see if I can forgive you. Oh fuck. Okay.
That's it. And it's reached a place. If I've got to save myself or save the world, I'm fucking gonna save myself, mate.
Yeah, except for the fact that you are the world.
That's it. Yes.
So you put yourself in an impossibility. So before you and I wrap this up, you admit and accept the possibility, and I know you know it, but that don't always matter. You accept the possibility that he never caused any pain to you, that it might have literally been you. Okay. Now, will you also accept the possibility, I mean, in every cell of your body, that you never caused him any pain? You only reflected his pain. Would you let yourself off the hook, or consider letting yourself completely off the hook, that you never accept the possibility? Just would you accept the possibility that you've never caused him any pain? You only brought up the pain that was inside of him. Yes or no?
Yes, I know that. Yes.
Okay, but I'm talking to the parts of you that didn't know it. You follow me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the parts that were still guilty, the parts that have still, because it's one thing, as you know, from 60 something years of trying, or 50 something years of trying, you know that you can know in your head that it ain't so, but the cells in your body can still know beyond the shadow of a doubt that it is so. And guess who's going to win? The fucking freight train that you created is the one.
I can feel it deep in the cells.
Okay. That's why I was insistent about it. So I'm going to ask this question again. Breathe down in your belly. Breathe down in your belly. I'm asking all of you. I'm asking every cell in your body, not the part of you that knows. It's too easy to say, I know. That's too fucking easy. I'm talking about the parts of you that are absolutely positive and carrying so much guilt from the thing. I saw it on your face when I started to ask the question. I saw the guilt, just so you know, that you've carried about all the things that you believe you've done to him. So would you, all of you, would you breathe and relax your neck, relax your face, relax your belly? Would you simply accept the possibility that you have never created pain for him, that you only reflected and helped him to feel the pain that was in him already?
It's hard to swallow.
I understand. It's because of all the stuff you've already swallowed.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I would accept that. Yes, I understand.
And now, one more time, would you truly accept every cell in your body? Would you be willing to accept the possibility that he never once hurt you or created any pain inside of you? That he literally only perfectly, flawlessly brought up and helped you to feel the pain that was already in you?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So now I'm going to give, you can open your eyes and look. And for the next little while, I'm gonna wrap this whole live up. We're an hour and 35 minutes in. You have my book, you have the videos, you have the last
Audible.
Yep.
The Audible,
Yeah.
the 5. Yep.
Yep. And the last 2 weeks of free Facebook Lives that I've done. If you literally just go back and watch the last week or so, every time you watch it, you're going to get more out of it because the new you is going to be able to get more. But here's the deal. I want to wrap up the punchline as if this entire Facebook Live was in a way a joke. No joke is worth a shit without a good punchline, right? So this live was about self-love.
Yeah.
And I said I was going to show the key of self-love and how to do it, and the secret spin that takes it to the quantum level. And we got so deep into the comments and everything else that I'm now going to wrap with that. I would have spent an hour on it. I'm going to spend like 3 or 4 minutes on it. And I'm going to do it particularly with you, though, Esther, Samantha, Julie, Josie, you know I'm talking to you. To engage in self-love is to begin to treat yourself the way you would treat the ultimate lover. And it's really ironic, but if you were to find your ultimate perfect lover at the bottom of a mountain, having fallen down and broken 12 bones and bleeding in the cold, you would do a certain set of things that was total love for them. If you walked in the room and they were hot and horny and excited and you guys were totally ultimate lovers and you walked in, you would have a different set of actions that you might choose as your way of showing love to them than the love you would show if they had just fallen to the bottom of the fucking mountain. And if you came into the room and they were sitting there having just gotten the news that their favorite pet just died, their bank account just went to zero, and they were feeling sad about something from their childhood, and you could just see they were feeling so sad, you would meet them with a different set of actions based on what they were feeling in that moment. So in other words, love, the actions of love are largely based on what the circumstances you find that person is. So how could it be any different with self-love than that the actions we take in self-love would of course be based on the situation we find ourselves in. So if you found yourself at age what? 60 what?
66.
66. If you found yourself at age 66 having been fighting with a freight train for your whole life, with your soul crushed and all that trauma in your body and all that pain, trying to have relationships and hurting and frustrated and hopeless, if you were to find yourself in that situation, then what would be the loving way to meet someone like that? Whether it was yourself or other, how would you treat them? I'm going to propose that you would treat them with kind speech, with gentleness, with reminders of forgiveness, with reminders you were doing your best the whole time, honey. You didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter what you did. You were doing your best, and that pain had to get out, and you were doing your best the whole time. So admit that you created it and forgive yourself anyway, and then choose peace and forgiveness again. You would speak gently. You would be kind. You wouldn't raise your voice and try to do raucous jokes necessarily while they're in that vulnerable feeling place. You would meet them with kindness. You might, if you were to meet If you were to meet Leslie first thing in the morning when she's waking up and she had been through this experience, you might walk up to her while she's waking up. If you were her best friend, if you were her ultimate lover, you might walk up to her and as she's starting to stir and wake up, you might sit down on the bed beside her and put your hand on her heart and say, I love you, sweetheart. Welcome to another day of earth. I know what you went through, and I don't have any sympathy. I only have infinite compassion. And I love you so much. And I'm just going to remind you, you were doing your best the whole time. And today is a totally new day for you to start out with self-forgiveness and forgiveness for everyone. And you could choose today, when I walk into that room where he is, before I step across the threshold, I'm going to forgive him again the best that I can. And if I lose my temper and if I react, I'm going to remind myself, I might still feel like I'm in that room where my dad was beating my mom. And I'm just going to breathe deeper. I'm going to make sure that I'm breathing enough that I bring this beautiful body back to peace and calm again and again before I rise out of this bed, before I drift off to sleep. I'm going to remind myself of a couple things I did that day that I feel good about. You know what? I forgave myself when I did that thing. I did different. Today, I forgave him earlier in the process, and I sat and I remembered, wait, no, he's not making me feel. That's my feelings coming up in response to what he did, but his feelings didn't cause it. And look at how I did that. And I would start to celebrate my wins. I would start to celebrate my progress. I would start to celebrate my forgiveness. I would be carrying my journal around, and every feeling that came up, I would, what did Brian say in that book? That's right. So breathe like this and feel the feelings. And then journal what I was feeling. How was that for me? Let me not blame them. How is that for me? I'm making new habits. Self-love for you would be the appropriate, gentle, kind sensitivity that is perfect for you. Now, the kicker, the multiplier, the reason why all the teachings on self-love out there are incomplete, flawed, and not creating all the results that we want is because virtually every teacher teaching self-love somehow forgets to start with what self? The first fucking word in self-love is self. Which self? Wait a minute. I am the self with a capital S. I am the infinite, unlimited, eternal source of energy through which all arises. All of my experiences, though they seem to be outside of me, happen within me. So self-love is loving the self, the whole self. And of course, that includes what I thought was my little limited body self. Self-love is to love the self. And guess what? That means him and them and the one who did you wrong, because all they were trying to do was survive too. They were just trying to survive. Each and every time that your dad hit your mom, he was desperately trying to get the pain out of himself in the only way that he saw possible. Does it mean that it's right? No, but it sure as hell ain't wrong. It was what was available to him. And the reason your mom stayed day after 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 day, she was trying to learn love. And they were both modeling it for you. And several people have commented. Now, when we wrap this up here in a minute, Leslie, I'm going to encourage you soon. I wouldn't do it now. If I were you, I'd literally go take an Epsom salt bath. I would say, honey, I'll talk to you later. I'd go drink a whole bunch of water. I'd fill up my water again. I'd drink some more water. I'd fill up my water again. I'd go sit on the ground. I don't give a shit what the weather's like. I'd go sit on the ground. I'd sit under a tree, barefoot, naked if I could. Okay. Notice the branches are above you and the roots are below you. Tune into nature. Let yourself relax. Have a quiet evening. But tomorrow morning, I would come back to this video and I'd look at all the people who said, oh my God, you look different. You have reversed at least 8 years in front of my eyes in the last little while. And you can feel it.
Yeah.
If you celebrate it and breathe it and then celebrate it and then breathe it and then do it again. And when the doubt begins to arise, which it almost definitely will, I want you to do something very different than you've ever done. As the doubt voice arises, did that really happen? Could this really work? Well, that was just, when that arises, I want you to reach out and embrace the voice that's saying that self-doubt and pull it to your heart and say, I love you, sweetheart. Of course you feel that way. After what you've been through, how could you not feel that way and think that way? And I hear you and I honor you, but I don't agree with you. I'm choosing love now. I'm not going to join you in that. I hear your doubt. I hear your fear. I understand your skepticism, sweetie. We've been living this a long time, haven't we? But you come here, you come back to my heart. I'm not going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Deal?
Deal. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I would love to hear from you like in the next 24 to 48 hours. Just hear how life is for you.
You'll be hearing.
All right. I love you, Leslie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the listeners. Thank you for everyone being present. Thank you.
See you soon.
See you. Cheers.
I see a lot of light bulb moments going off. I see a lot of crying tears of release and self-forgiveness going on. And I see the same 60-something people showing right now that were on at the start of this an hour and 45 minutes ago. You're welcome, Rosemary. You're welcome, Karen. You're welcome, those of you who are expressing that, Laura. And I thank you for being on. Wouldn't have happened this way without you. Mind-blowing, heart-opening shit. Julie says, I feel lighter. You ain't the only one. Everybody that wants to, if you would just type in one simple thing, type in exactly how you're feeling right now. Hmm. 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 Who knew you show up on a Facebook Live out of the blue? I will say, as I say on all of my sessions with my paid groups and everything else, I will say that if you, beautiful, if you will come back and watch this replay, maybe make a note, put it on your phone to come back and watch this replay a couple times, even once, you will absolutely positively get more out of it the second time. I promise you that. Floating on the river. Do you all see? Love you, Phil. See you, brother. Do you guys see why I'm saying please share these? You guys see that? Why I'm saying please share these things? Would you share these things? This replay is in my phone forever. Do you see why I'm saying please share these things? This ain't normal. People don't even know that this is possible. That's right, Nick, and I appreciate you, brother. And I'm going to go get me a walk right now as well. Take a break from my other tasks, important though they be. I'm with you, Tara or Tara. I'm with you either way. I agree. So everyone, I will close the way I often like to close these. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. There never was. There never can be. It's not even possible. You are a perfect, infinite, unlimited light, projecting out of eternity into time and space. You created a system that would program you so perfectly to believe that you were in hell and to make it seem insurmountable freight train that you forgot was you. Parts of yourself that you've been denying and repressing. You are perfect, and you are loved, and you are love itself. I greatly appreciate you being on with me today. Much love back, Linda. I appreciate you being on with me, and I unabashedly, repeatedly, consistently ask and request that you hit the thumbs, hit the hearts, hit the likes, comment, and share. Help me to get this in front of as many people as I can, and you can come back and watch the previous lives that I've done over the course of the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of awesomeness here waiting for you, all free. Okay? I love you, and I will see you soon. Thank you, River. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Love you. See you soon.